Welcome to Story Dates.
Welcome to Story Dates. I think I should just let you say that. I think I shouldn't repeat it after.
No, I like it when we both say it, just kind of a tradition.
Aww. Today's story.
The story isn't quite from our honeymoon, but it was.
No, not from our honeymoon, but it was while we were in
our
our first apartment. Yeah.
So we get along really well.
Yeah, we get along really well, and you know, in general, we don't have like a lot of arguments. Speaking of which, there's one other story date we should do at some point involving a photo session. I mean, I think it's great. Like, we remember most of our big fights. I think that's a good sign.
Yeah. Some different fight. So you gotta understand, we're still in the newlywed phase hardcore, where we just agree on everything that is planned. Until a conversation, we were talking about the health center.
I think I had an appointment. I had an appointment at the health center, which was like super close. We lived on campus. We lived in on-campus family housing while I was finishing up my last year of my undergrad.
And close to the housing because it was a university, and the religious university where the health center and some churches.
Oh, right. At first I was like, why are you telling them that it's a religious university? Oh, yeah. There were several churches on campus. Like, there were multiple, to say nothing of the classrooms that were used as makeshift church buildings.
Yeah, just really relevant.
So I had to go to the health center, and for some reason it started to feel really relevant how close or far the health center was and how long it would take me to get there. Like, maybe we were arguing about whether I needed to leave like in 5 minutes or in 10 minutes. Maybe that was what we were arguing about, something like that. There was a dispute that felt deeply relevant in the moment, even though we kind of knew it was all pretty close, but there was this dispute about how far it was away.
So at some point I think, and I could get this fit, but I bet you said, I think it's closer than the church.
Yeah, I was like, come on, it's closer than the church building. It's closer than the church building.
Yeah. I give you so much, but no, the church building is closer than the health center. Well, yeah, I was like, no, it's farther than the church building, yes.
Yeah, and at this point I was like getting my hackles up, like, no, excuse me, it's not farther than the church building.
That's even more respectful than that.
That's probably true, but it's fun to imagine that
Yeah.
I was.
You got to picture it. We went back and forth for like 4 or 5 minutes. I respect you, but I think your mind is straight.
Oh yeah, that's true. We were trying very hard to be respectful. We were very much like, I know you're very smart. Me to Michael, I know you have a math degree and you're incredible at numbers and you have such a good sense of direction and you always take such good care of us in the car when we're going somewhere. I mean, again, this was after our honeymoon when we had started to smooth out those directional challenges that we mentioned. But at this point, I'm saying, I know you're much better at directions than I am, and I know you've got a great sense for these things, but I am really positive that the health center is closer than the church building. Which, if this sounds inane, and if it sounds ridiculous, and if it sounds then
Yeah.
exactly, then it is. Then that's because it was pretty ridiculous.
I think we ultimately agreed to Google Maps it.
Yes, we were so entrenched in our security and in our conviction that we agreed to Google Map it.
I pulled up the map and I was like, it's shorter. And then she was like, no.
That's the wrong church building.
Oh!
Because we've gone to one church building for like some activities. Because like in Utah, like a church building, it's not just like a spiritual place. It's also a place. It's like a community place where you have a lot of activities.
Basketball games.
Right. There's all kinds of things. But so we've gone to one church for one thing and another church for our church meetings. But so as Michael's pulling up the Google Maps, I was like, what? So we were having this petty, drawn out, digging in our heels debate over whether the health center was closer or farther from church, and we were both right.
Yes.
All right. Thank you.